Well, hey, thank you for joining me. This video is a project where I tested how AI methods can convert a photograph into a short video. For these tests, I used photos from a backpack adventure that I completed with friends in the Wind River Range in Wyoming in 2024. For the first series of tests, I used a photo of myself while hiking near a lake. I used a paid subscription to Dzine AI to convert a photo into a video that lasted 5 seconds. For the first test, I used the Kling 1.6 AI method using default settings. I simply instructed the AI method to make a hiker move by typing hiker move within a box. The resulting video shows me moving away from the camera. More specifically, it looks like I'm floating away or I'm smoothly wheeling away, but this can pass for walking away from the camera. This is my favorite version because the natural surroundings are not distorted. For the second test, I used the WAN AI method, again using default settings and instructing the method to make the hiker move. Unfortunately, in the resulting video, only my eyes are moving, so I considered this to be a failure. For the third test, I used the WR standard method with default settings and with instructions to move the hiker. The resulting video is very interesting. The camera pans around me. The background to the right of the lake was synthesized to look somewhat realistic. The clouds are more diffuse, but also rather believable. This is my second favorite video because the natural surroundings are not real, but still somewhat realistic. The fourth test used the runway AI method, again with standard settings and with the instruction to move the hiker. The video that was produced is the most unique by far. The camera moves past me as I turn to the side, so technically the hiker moved. The contrast is greatly increased and the colors really pop from the screen. The clouds change substantially, but the clouds still look realistic. Moving towards the lake is a very cool effect in the video. Some of my friends like this video the most, but I rated it lower because the natural surroundings change too much, so that the video looks fake. The fifth test used the WP Min-Max AI method with standard settings and again with the same instruction to move the hiker. For the resulting video, the AI method made a realistic and creative landscape to the right of the lake and panned in that direction very nicely. Unfortunately, I disappeared very early on in the video, so apparently I teleported rather than moved, so I consider this video to be a failure. Then, for the next test, test number 6, I tried the Luma AI method with standard settings and the same instruction. This video is very realistic from the first few seconds, and then somehow I grew a stubbly gray beard. The AI method moved me off the screen and then back onto the screen, which may have caused this disconnect in facial hair. This was my wife's least favorite version, and also not one of my favorite versions either. For the final test, I used Immersity, which is different than Dzine. I only tested the demo version rather than a paid version, so the watermark is present in the video. I asked Immersity to move me in a circle, and the video performed well in that regard. Overall, this video feels rather static relative to the other videos in Dzine, but that's okay. Based on these tests, I selected the Kling 1.6 AI method in Dzine to test other conversions of other photos. For my first test, I selected a photo of Shadow Lake in the Wind River Range, which is a spectacular lake on the west side of the Cirque of the Towers. I asked AI to make the water move, and as expected, the video shows water ripples moving across the lake. The video looks very realistic, so I considered this to be a success. Then I used a photo, a selfie on the east side of the Cirque of the Towers. I asked AI to move the camera to the right. The resulting video is very interesting with a realistic pan to the right for the first part of the video, and then the AI method created a relatively smooth gray mountain and yet with a spectacular view in the background. My gray shirt turned into a silver space age material, but still looks realistic as well. Overall, this is a great video and another success. Then I tested a photo of Jorge standing in a field, and I asked AI to make the hiker walk to the left. The video is very accurate in getting Jorge to walk to the left. His trekking poles are thin, so the AI method has some difficulty by placing the left trekking pole into his left leg, but that's barely noticeable. For those who know, this video looks artificial because there is no way that Jorge walks this fast with his backpack. Okay, I'm just joking. This is actually a very realistic video of Jorge, so this is another success. I then tested a photo of Jody on the trail. The trekking poles look great in this video. The AI method moved the camera back as Jody approached the camera, which is very cool. This video is definitely another success. I wanted to test a photo with 2 hikers, so I used a photo of Dave and me in a field just in front of a lake. The video was okay, although somehow I magically lost my iPhone while grasping my trekking pole, and my pole magically disappeared also. The AI method moved Dave rather well, although he has a short lunge motion partway through the video. I would not call this video a success because it does look fake, but it's not a failure either because it's largely believable if you don't pay attention to some of the details. I tested a photo of Jorge and me where I asked the AI method to have 2 people wave rather than walk. Jorge's right arm is already extended in the photo, so the AI method picked up on Jorge's arm and moved Jorge's wave first. And then I wave. Well, actually, I may be hailing a taxi to get down the mountain rather than actually waving. But technically, this video is a success. Overall, I should have given the AI method more exact instructions to make a more interesting video. The next test was one of my favorites. Here's a photo of an elk that is partly behind a tree. I did not give the AI method any instructions, partly to see how creative the method could be, and also partly because I could not think of how to tell the AI method to do something. So amazingly, the AI method made the rest of the elk's body with only a very minor distortion as the elk moves away from the tree, and the AI method had the elk move to the right in a realistic walking motion. So this video is a major success. For the next test, I used 2 photos of Jorge and Jody walking along an incline. I took 1 photo and then realized that the photo would be better if I waited until they were closer to me. So it was not my intent to take a start and end photo, but this is how it worked out for this test. I asked the AI method to start and end with these 2 photos and with no other instructions. Amazingly, the video filled in the frames between the start and end photos to make a realistic walking motion for both of these hikers. That's another major success for this video. Then I tested lip syncing, which worked rather well. I typed in the text, found a female voice to announce the text, and then I selected Jody's face in the photo.
We had a great time in the Wind River Range. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the trail.
Overall, this video came out really great. Finally, here's a photo from a scuba diving trip that I took in the Great Barrier Reef in 2024. I asked the AI method to have the person swim up and have bubbles float up. The resulting video is realistic with my leg motion. The bubbles emanate from my back, perhaps the tank on my back rather than the air hose. Yet the speed of the bubbles is very realistic. I also liked how my hair moved, even though it looks like I have a mohawk. My face has some red and white areas, but I'm rather pasty white in complexion, so I can't blame AI for that. To summarize, I think that this project was a success. I would recommend Dzine, which was easy to use. I would also recommend Kling 1.6 AI, which provided realistic motion without changing the natural surroundings. And that would be Kling 1.6 AI within Dzine. I will definitely try to convert some other old photos to short videos in the future. If you enjoyed this video, you can click on the like button. If you want to see other content from a channel, you're always welcome to subscribe. But don't click on these buttons for me. Instead, click on the like button to help others to find this video. Click on subscribe to help yourself. After all, that's what kindness is all about. I'm glad if this video helped you, and you can help others, and you can help yourself in return by clicking on those buttons. As always, thanks for watching.